Hello, welcome. You may notice my camera looks not wonderful, but a little better today. It is definitely still on its way out, but it's better than yesterday. So, yeah, probably a little bit of a shorter stream today. I do have to be up pretty early tomorrow, so we're gonna sit here. We're gonna chat a little bit. Um, you may notice there's a bunch of guns out, and they're all handguns legally. Um, and so, yeah, don't say that. What a terrible filler that I need to get rid of. But next weekend, obviously not this weekend, because there's only a couple hours left of it. But next weekend, I am going to be doing an IDPA tournament. It's getting my first full IDPA match, which is gonna be pretty cool. Hopefully, I do well. Why, Spotify? Do what I tell you to. Thank you. All right. So basically, I have the IDPA match in a week. I don't know what gun I'm taking. It's going to be one of the guns on this table. Uh, there is a size limit for IDPA, so probably not this one. Probably not that one. Also, probably not this one, because I would like to have a chance to finish the stages. I also don't know the round count requirement for an IDPA match. So that is also going to be a factor. Actually, that is, let me, IDPA rules. Probably important to know. Oh, why are there three different sets of rule books? What in the world? Why am I having a Spotify ad? Well, hold on. Wait, why? I pay for Spotify Premium. Don't give me an ad. Why? What is going on? Access to my Spotify account is blocked? What? No. Why? Did Spotify Premium get more expensive without me knowing? It definitely did. Knockout, hey, you're gonna be heading to sleep now? You're here to lurk? And thank you for the lurk. Much appreciated. Okay. My payment didn't go through for some reason on Spotify, and it just decided to not tell me? Alright. You working now? Hopefully. I pay good money for Spotify Premium. How dare they just take it away from me like that? Alright. Now, what was I looking up? Oh yes, how many rounds you need for an IDPA match, or for an IDPA match stage? Let's see. So tier 1 match, local match. I guess that's what I'm doing. I haven't qualified for anything since it's my first match, so I guess that's it. Stage is approved by director. Equipment checks recommended. Um, Competitors having a classification in the division. It's recommended. I don't have one because I've not done this yet. Recognizing pistol divisions is required. All classes must be recognized. Range safety rules posted. Open squads. I don't know what that means. That doesn't that doesn't say anything. Mr. Failure. Spin the revolver like Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid. I do have a gun ASMR redeem, I believe. I do have a gun ASMR redeem. Although I will warn you beforehand, this does not spin how you want it to. But we will give it a go. Where's my mouse? Come here. All right. There you go. That's what it is. That's it right there. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I forgot I have an actual ASMR mode on this mic. Good luck to everybody wearing headphones. All right, and we're back. There you go. Is that everything you hoped it would be and more? IDPA round count. Basics of a match. What in the Word document? Why is this a Word document, not a PDF? This is the ugliest Word document I've ever seen in my life. Ammunition. We recommend you purchase basic ammunition for matches. Accuracy and power of match or defensive type ammunition is wasted on the type of shooting done at IDPA. For club matches, you can generally plan on shooting between 150 and 200 rounds. Recommend bring 250. That doesn't, how many rounds per stage? Stages are limited to 18 rounds. Since you're allowed to make up shots if needed. Okay, so 18 hits. 18 hits per round, per stage. So, let's see, what guns does that count out on the table? It counts out this one. I don't have enough magazines for that. Unless I want to reload a magazine in the middle of a stage. This one already been ruled out. It's just here for memes. What else? Obviously this one, also here for memes. What's the, IDPA gun size? I know there is one. Dimensions of 7 3/4 by 5 3/8 by 1 3/8. Do I have a ruler? I have a ruler somewhere. Where is it? I don't know how long that is, just visually. Hold on. I need to go find a ruler. All right, ruler acquired. All right, 7 3/4. So 7 3/4. That long. Wow, that is washed out. That long. You can measure it with my fingers. So, wait. This gun is too long. That's like 8 and a little bit. Wait. Hold on. Different. Wait. Different things are saying different handgun sizes. Okay, the 7 3/4 is old. That's an old measurement. So it's got to be 8. Is that 8 3/4? 8 3/4. So instead of this long, it's got to be that long. Less than that long. Ish. So this one, it is less than that, barely. 1911. 1911 barely fits. My Spotify is dying. Why? Well, Spotify, Come back. I didn't say you could close. Get back here. Spotify's causing so many problems today. You done? You done? Oh my goodness. So this one, that one is much too long. This is like an 11.5 inch gun. So no Mac 11 at IDPA. Sad day. That one. So basically, wait, did they just measure in 1911 and be like, yep, that's max length? They did. They did. They just measured in 1911. They were like, yep, that's as big as it can be. Max size. So now, so 18 rounds. So what does that leave me with? 18 rounds and the size. That leaves me with this, that. I have 5 options. Let's move the 5 in here next to each other. So one of these are what I'm taking. Let's see. So this one's 40. All the others are 9s. Let us what are the IDPA divisions? Let's see. So stock service pistol division. I don't like that. Principles, safety rules, unsafe fire, dropping. No, just tell me the rules. Divisions. Do a nice control find. We can do that. No, don't bookmark the page. Flashlight. The shooter elects to use a flashlight on the stage. Flashlight must be concealed and turned off. That's dumb. Division. Equipment rules. Pistol divisions. Divisions summary. So oh man, there's a lot of divisions. We've got stock service pistol division, enhanced service pistol division, custom defensive pistol division, compact carry pistol division, revolver division, backup gun division, carry optics division, pistol caliber carbine division. Nice. All magazines must be loaded to division capacity or maximum capacity of smaller at start. If a magazine is used that holds less than capacity, shooter will load all magazines to the capacity of the lowest magazine. Wait, what if you have different sized magazines? What? Like this one, I've got different sized magazines for it. Like I've got this little baby magazine. I've also got an extended one that has a little bit more length on it, so you can get a whole finger on there. So that one in there is 10. I think I've got like some 14s or 15s or something. That's dumb. Why do they all have to be the same size? Stage direct description may require reduced magazine loading. Revolver division, shooter must load the revolver and all loading devices with same number of rounds. Weird rule, but alright. Rules for division capacity. Here, hold on. We can. Do you guys care about looking at that? Just want me to read it to you? I'm just gonna keep reading it. So, stock service pistol. We still don't know what these different things mean. Wait, where does it explain what the divisions are? Oh, there we go. It's a different document. Okay. Okay, stock service pistol. The pistol must have a minimum annual production of 2,000 units. Discontinued models must have had a total production of 20,000. Okay. Semi-automatic, double action only, or striker fired. So, a pistol, 9mm or larger, 43 ounces weight. I don't know how much weight 43 ounces is. Must fit in the IDPA box. No modification of shape, size, or function of stock parts. Hmm. So just straight from the factory, how it is. Um, Stock service pistol permitted modification. No visible external modifications are allowed. Firearm must have the same appearance as the factory SKU on the company's website. Sights may be changed. Slides may not be machined to accept different sights. Removable grips may be changed to another style or material that is similar to factory and does not weigh more than 2 ounces, more than factory standard weight. I can I can use this one. This can be my stock service pistol because you can change the grips. Let's go. All right. Well, that this option right here is looking a little better. Magazine release, slide stop, safety levers, declocking levers, hammers, triggers that are stock may be used, and you can exchange them for same manufacturer parts. Permitted modifications. Internal action work may be used to enhance trigger pull as long as safety is maintained. No visible external modification allowed. All right. Internal reliability work. Aftermarket extractors and pins may be used. Internal accuracy work. Replacement of barrel with factory configuration. Custom finish, exterior parts may be refinished. All right. So what do I have that fits in that? So obviously this one doesn't. This one has a red dot. That is an external modification. I think everything else fits in that. 9mm or larger. Lots of production. Okay. I I might I might use this. I might use the Waifu 11 for my stock service pistol for IDPA. Oh, that is tempting. Excluded modifications. Externally visible modifications. Aftermarket visibly modified magazine release, slide stop, etc. Row bar style grip reduction. I don't know what that means. Add on magazine well opening. Slide inserts. A barrel that uses different cartridge that is not offered by original factory model. Customization of slide. Aftermarket slide. Removing material. Aftermarket grip tang extensions. Nope. All right. Enhanced service pistol division. Semi-automatic 9mm or larger. Weight. Box. Firearms originally sold as compensated ported models may be used with non-compensated / ported barrels installed. That's dumb. What if it came like that from the factory? Permitted modifications. See allowances and restrictions in 8.1.6 and 8.1.7. Uh, this is like going through non-IDPA legal features and modifications. Add-on weights. Sites of non-standard configuration. Disconnecting or disabling safety devices. Okay, that one makes sense. All right, so enhanced service is just you got your custom pistol, and that's what you want to use. No sights, no red dots though. Custom defensive pistol. Semi-automatic 45 ACP. I don't have any. I've got a 40. No 45s. Yet. Fit in IDPA box. I don't really care about this 45. Doesn't matter to me. Compact carry pistol. Semi-automatic 9mm or larger. Barrel length of 4 3/4 or less. Same rules as the enhanced service pistol division, so you can customize it within reason. Still no red dots. Revolver division, don't care. Backup. Handguns permitted for use in backup are categorized into one of the following subcategories: semi-automatic, revolver, special category. So semi-automatic, 380 or larger. This one. Barrel length 3.5 or less. Wait. How long is the barrel? It's 3 1/4. It's less than 3 1/2. Unloaded firearm, heaviest weight 26 ounces. I don't have a scale. Must fit in box. Nice. I could use this in a backup gun match. That'd be cool. Revolver backup. Carry optics division. Handguns permitted. Handguns, associated modification restrictions, holsters, magazine carriers, caliber, start condition, and division capacity shall be compliant with ESP division requirements, except as it relates to sights, lasers, and overall weight. So if you want to put like a red dot or something on your gun, you got to do the carry optics division. It's a little dumb, a little stupid. Pistol caliber carbine. I have one of these. I'm not going to be using it. I have a few pistol caliber carbines. I'm not going to use them though. So I can stock service pistol these 4, carry optics this one. Oh man, I'm stock service pistol waifu 11. Man, these fuds aren't gonna know what hit them. Although I don't have a holster for it. It'd be easy to get a holster for 1911. There's so many 1911 holsters. I can just go to any gun shop and get a 1911 holster. Although it has to be one that clearly shows the waifus. Because, well, that is the important part. I always forget how expensive holsters are. I don't like it. Oh well. So now we know. The waifu 11. Do I take waifu 11 to an IDPA match? Do I get Twitter poll? Twitter poll for it? Oh, I can't put pictures. I can't put pictures in the can't put pictures in the polls. How long does a poll last? The poll, so let's give it a solid 5 days and 12 hours. There we go. What hashtags do I put on this? Oh, you can't put 1911 as a hashtag because it's all numbers. Hashtag guns. There we go. Here. Go vote. Go vote in the poll. All right, there we go. All right, poll is now live. So we will see how that poll looks here sometime. I put the IDPA hashtag on it. Oh my goodness. There's all these people like seriously like doing gun stuff. Look at all these tactical people going. It's also just a bunch of random stuff that doesn't. It just look people put random hashtags on it. I don't understand that. Oh my, what is this? Whoa. Hold on. Look at this. Oh wait, is my sound not working again? Oh my, why? Why? This problem is gonna make me switch off of Streamlabs OBS. You done? This is like, what is this? What is this like? It's like one of those like mid 2000s like extreme sports. That's awful. I love it. See that on like a dirt bike game or something. All right. So I think I'm definitely leaning towards taking the waifu 11 to an IDPA match. Mm, it's so tempting. So I think so what the Twitter poll is for, because I can't decide by myself. That is what it is there for. So, vote in the Twitter poll. Everyone gets pinged. Everyone gets pinged on this Twitter. All right. So, let us. Oh, new Garantham video dwarfed. New Grantham video dwarfed. I apologize. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna watch. The Flux Raider. I've not shot one of these before, but I've held it and it's pretty cool. To get this stock to close, I was surprised at how much force it took to close the stock. It does look cool though. It's got the cool factor down. Sounds like a good stock. I mean, yeah. The problem I was having is not the like you have to push a lever to unlock it. But then to get it to actually lock in the collapsed position takes a lot of force. Because it's a pretty strong spring pushing it backwards for the auto extension. Man, his intros are so cool. How far is he shooting at that? It's like a 200-yard shot or something. I don't know, I can't tell very well.
Today we're going to be talking about the Flux Raider. You know, I don't see a lot of people that have really given it a fair shake. So today on Grantham, we're going to be giving the Flux Raider a fair shake. Today on Grantham.
Exit motion.
But before we get into it, we have to thank the biggest sponsor of the channel, who is whom?
Snorting Doors Institute.
The Sonoran Desert Institute. If you're looking to get your start in gunsmithing, they are the people to go to. And who can we not forget, Micah?
Primary arms for everything, really.
Yeah, all the good optics. We love them so much.
As much as I appreciate that you have sponsors, we're skipping them.
So right here we have the Flux Raider. The question is, what is a Flux Raider? A little bit confusing. So it's actually pretty simple. Essentially what you're doing is replacing the frame on a P320 or Sig Sauer P320. So as you can see right here, we do have a Sig Sauer P320. And then on the frame itself, all you do is put in the 6-hour fire control unit, and you have yourself kind of a whole new weapon right here. So a very interesting concept, and what's I think more compelling is how inexpensive it is. So a lot of your pistol caliber carbines, the entry fee is
super
quite
cool.
high. Think something nice like the SP5K from HK or the TP9. With this, you're about $500 for the Flux Raider, with another, $500-ish for a SIG P320. So I think it's a very compelling platform due to the fact that you're getting in on
That's $1,000.
It's a pretty good PCC. Stay tuned for the review. for a very cheap
I mean,
price. But
you can get
with all that being
like
said,
a Caltech
you can't
Sub
really prove that
2000
to you
or
without doing what,
a
Micah?
Ruger PC
Shooting
carbine,
it, doing drills, and
or a
specifically
whole host of other
comparing
ones
it
for
to
less
other
than that.
pistol caliber weapons. Now today we are very lucky that we have a lot of guest stars. Yeah, first up we have Aaron, basically Grantham like 1.1,
But better.
Next up we have our HR rep from Walter Sobchak Security. Can you show us your hat really quick?
Yeah, I just got my transmission rebuilt on my Ford F-350, common issue, and the transmission shop called Portland Tranny, they gave me a merch. Only $3,500 hat, but I'm gonna run it for a while.
All right, first drill. I am the
Free
main
hat,
character.
or a
We'll be
free
doing my favorite drill, which is what,
transmission
Micah?
rebuild with the purchase of a hat.
Bill drill. That is 7 yards, 6 rounds, A zone. We'll each be doing it and seeing who can do best.
Stand by. 173.
That was,
Stutter.
First shot.
yeah, he
7-0.
stuttered
Stand by.
his shots.
140. Smoked me.
That was way
You
better.
ready? Stand by.
Oh, I think he won.
162.
Not good enough.
Walter Sobchak Security. Stand by. 7199.
Can I do that again? I don't
Will
know.
we redos? No.
I mean, I didn't get a redo. I was like killing it.
My
You're-
thumb was riding the slide, bro.
Your 6 shots were 179. And Micah,
I didn't know I was gonna go.
of course, you've done a review on the Flux Raider. You should,
I
you
did.
should be the best of all.
I actually love the Flux Raider. Yep.
Stand by.
Ah, the trigger gets you.
160.
Yeah, Charles crushed us.
The
last
trigger
night.
does
Hey,
not
Charles,
seem very
you're up.
good.
What's the next drill?
Let's do
I mean,
Mozambique.
We got steel out here too. Like you can do anything.
Okay. Yeah, let's actually do a Mozambique.
Stand by.
Ah, missed.
Airball. Airballed the
Air
head.
Jordan.
Hey, what do you call it when you miss the head? Is it still Mozambique?
No, we were gonna start doing redos.
Stand by.
Nice.
Woohoo! 131. Good job.
Barely
Are
got
you
that.
ready? Yeah. Stand by. 127. Damn. Those are 27.
Walter Sobchak.
Did he hit the head?
Eyeball.
125.
He did. He missed.
Stand by. Hide overboard.
Fastest. What are we doing penalty for Charlie?
Add a second.
It's not
A
1 second.
It's not 1
Add
second.
a
It's
second.
usually 0.1.
It's a 1.17.
So it'd be 1.27 with this Charlie, which match us together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, high five.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
here we have the
twinsies.
Flux
They're
Raider.
twinning.
This is going to be the first of the recoil tests. We're going to be doing a bill drill. It's the best way, I think, to control recoil and show control of
Didn't they
recoil
already do bill
through a string of
drills?
fire.
I thought that was the first one.
Shooter ready? Yep. Stand by.
Yeah, they definitely already did that one.
Here's time on
183.
that. 183.
Cool. Next up, we'll have the MP5K, which
Oh, they're comparing it to other
should be noted. These don't have
PCCs.
the
Okay.
Axis triggers compared to
I
Flux
wasn't
Raider,
paying attention.
although this trigger has been worked over. So not as nice of a trigger, way less recoil. That being said, it does weigh well over double, so that kind of makes sense.
245.
Oh,
Getting to that safety.
B&T?
Yeah,
TP9?
yeah, sure is. That's more the fact that I just haven't been running the MP5 lately. Next up, we have the TP9. This is about 8 ounces heavier than the Flux Raider, but
Oh
costs
my!
a lot more.
Oh my! Look at that! Look at that riser. Well, it's like a 2.5-inch riser or something. That is disgusting.
And the trigger is a lot worse. So we'll see how this guy works.
I guess whatever works.
Stand by.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't like it though.
207.
Shot low right. Man, the MP5 has got like no recoil.
The MP5K, the roller delayed systems in general are just very smooth.
And that's with a suppressor.
Yeah, it does have a suppressor and it's heavier, so it does make sense. Okay, with all those things in place, let's get in the black screen.
This video is sponsored by Americana Pipe Dream. Americana Pipe Dream.
Wait,
Buy
we already had a
surplus, less
sponsor
than the government
break.
paid for it. That means steal from the government. Americana Pipe Dream, they sell military surplus
had-
knives, night vision,
Wait,
everything. They got in trouble
We've got
with several
2
countries for
commercial
selling their
breaks.
camo.
Often forgotten, but most certainly not by me. Submachine Guns, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting little platform. This is going to be the Flux Raider. I'll be honest, when it first came out, I wasn't sure what the deal was. I kind of dismissed it. I was like, what am I going to be doing? Kick flipping out of a helicopter with a skateboard to CQB? It seemed pointless
That is
to me. I
exactly
didn't
what you have to do.
understand what the purpose was, and it took a lot
If you
of time
have
for
this,
me
you have to be
understand the
kick
niche that it
flipping
fell
out of a
into,
helicopter
and also for it to be somewhat used within SOCOM
into
and within the unit.
a half
There's
pipe.
a lot that we have to say about the Flux Raider, so stay tuned as we talk about.
That's all the
this very
skateboarding terms I
interesting
know.
platform,
Kick flip and half
POV
pipe.
here in my house. So right here, Mike is going to pop up a photo of a P320, a SIG M17, a SIG M18. I'm just trying to make his life hard. But the point is, all we're doing with the Flux Raiders, people behind me laugh, is we're taking the slide and the fire control unit from a P320 or an M17, and we're replacing the frame. So this frame now adds a lot more functionality. As you can see, we have both the grip, we have a front magazine holder, we have a stock or a brace. It makes it into a much different platform. And I think perhaps what makes the Flux Raider so compelling is in a world where you have a lot of PCC options from like MP5Ks, the TP9s, and many others. The Flux Raider, being a kind of pistol caliber carbine, ends up falling into a very inexpensive category for what you end up getting. And that's what we're going to be taking a look
Is
at.
it
Both
though?
the functionality,
Is it inexpensive?
how good is it, what is good about it, what is bad about it.
You're getting in
and
like
cost considered,
$1,000
why you might or might
minimum
not want to get it.
for
So
just the
before
equipment.
we get into everything, we of course have to do
and
our
you're
full
getting
disclosure.
$200 for the
What is
tax
our
stamp.
relationship with Flux Defense
So you're $1,200 in,
and all that goodness? So
plus
they have
wait
given us
time on the tax stamp.
Raider X as well as the older MP17s. We of course have talked with the owner and all that goodness. Now, not every company,
That's
but a lot of
not that
companies
competitive
are very quick
with
when we're doing reviews to
with
be
other
like, "Hey,
things.
what you're saying is damaging to our brand, blah, blah, blah." Flux Defense falls into that cool category where they're like, hey, we don't care what you say, just give us an honest review. We don't want to have a shill. Awesome. Not that they pay me or anything like that, but that's where it falls when it comes to Flux Defense and with the Flux Raider. So we're very excited to do the review because we're always going to be honest, but it's kind of nice when they want us to be as honest as possible. So what we're going to do right here is I'm going to show you what it looks like broken down. So we have our slide, which comes right off. That is just from a SIG Legion right there. Very nice little pistol upper. And then, of course, we have our fire control unit. So what's nice is you can simply pop out the slide stop right here. This Micah watches me struggle with this on editing. And then we get to pop out a very dirty fire control unit. So the fire
Nice.
control unit from the 320s are, of course, changeable to different types of grip modules.
I wonder how much
So what
just
they realized over at Flux Defense
the
was, hey,
FCU
that would be pretty
costs.
cool because we can make an entire really cool frame for this. This, of course, is a non-serialized unit. That means you can simply buy this and throw your fire control unit right into it. So
Don't
if you
do
have
that.
a
Don't
SIG
do that. It's an
320,
SBR.
well, there you have it. You
This is
are
an
good to go.
NFA
So
item.
pop that guy in. Go ahead, put in our slide stop right here, and that is going to keep it the unit in place.
For the moment.
Then we simply put our slide on, and we have for ourselves a nice Flux Raider. So it's a very simple thing to do. It takes maybe a minute to take care of, and then you have yourself a very different system that is also easily swappable. So if you want to go back to your pistol, it is very easy to do. Some of the
If
first
I
things
got
we're
one
gonna
of
talk
these,
about
it
is
would
going to be
it would be
weight and
staying
price. So
just like
what's
that.
cool is if you already have a 320, well, it kind of doesn't factor in. If you don't have a
Oh, wait.
320, you're paying anywhere from $500 to $700, maybe even more if you're getting a really fancy
I do
model
have
like we
one.
have right here. And then with the Flux Raider, you're paying around
forgot to get
$500,
this
a
out.
little bit more. So you have a pistol caliber carbine for around $1,000, maybe a little bit under, maybe a little bit over. Now you compare this with many of the other pistol caliber carbines that are already out
I
there.
don't have
such as
anywhere to
the
put it.
TP9, you're typically sitting between 1.5 to 2K, even maybe a little bit more if you're getting a more Gucci model, or say
We're
the
scooting
Heckler
stuff
Co.
around.
SP5K, or if you're getting a Zenith model or what have you. Point is, you're
There we go.
paying anywhere from
You can see it
1.7 all the way
there,
up to $3,000 to
kinda.
$4,000 for one of these guys. So when you consider the alternatives, the Flux Raider becomes a little bit more tantalizing given the fact that it costs so little. Now, we also compare the weight. So the weight of this guy assembled, now we have a lot of shit on this guy right here, but the typical weight of the Flux Raider is going to be around 40 ounces.
Yeah,
now,
I guess
if we compare
I
that
didn't go
with
over it
something
earlier.
like the
I could
TP9,
use
which I think is most comparable,
my
about 49
M17.
ounces, And then
in the
if you compare
stock
that
service
to
pistol.
something like the MP5K, we have 70 ounces, which is much heavier. So in terms of price, we have a much cheaper option. In terms of weight, we have a much lighter system. The question is, what are the compromises that are made there? How does this thing actually work? How does it shoot? How are the controls? How does everything come together? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're going to get into it right now. So when we're talking about the Flux Raider, we're going to go ahead and insert, as we always do, it's going to be tip to butt on this guy and going all the way through the system and talking about how everything comes together and how everything works, what's good and what's bad. Now, starting off with the slide. Obviously, the functionality of the Flux Raider is going to be heavily dependent on the type of slide that you use. Right here on our particular
Makes
Flux
sense.
Raider, we do have a SIG AXG Legion, which is integrally comped. It was extremely nice to have on this weapon because it really helped tame any type of recoil that the system could possibly have. Not that it really has much. It is 9mm, LOL. So
I do
it worked
wonder,
absolutely A-okay.
is it
Now,
cheaper
in addition to that,
to buy
you can see
a
that this
320
particular model that we have right here, we kind of have
and then
modified to
throw
be
it in?
permanently on this. So what I mean by that is we have
Like, just
replaced
take the
front
frame
sight
off,
on this guy.
throw
with
the
top
FCU and the
charging
slide
cable.
from your pistol
So,
in there,
if I
or
want
just
to charge it in any way,
buy
I
the
can simply grab
FCU
it at
and the
top.
slide
The reason we use the top and
barrel,
not the side charging
etc.
module is that we do have an NGOL on the side as well as the X300. So in this configuration, it's not nearly as usable as a pistol, in addition to the fact that you typically don't have any type of optic mount on there due to the fact that that optic would interfere with our optic on the Flux Raider itself. So there are a couple limitations when it comes to using the Flux Raider and swapping it from a pistol onto this platform itself, mostly being that if you're going to be actively doing that, you're not going to be able to really run an optic on there. You're going to be pulling it off and on, which I don't recommend. So there are certainly some things that aren't as good. It's not as swappable as maybe some other systems are, such as B&T or many others that are out there. But I do find this a much more compelling system, a much more comfortable system to use, and we'll be talking about that in the very near future. Now, if we take a look at Micah's really quickly, he is using the agency slide that was specifically made for the Flux Raiders. You can see on his particular one, it is much more minimalistic, and we have that side charger right there, which I think is much easier to use overall. So if you don't want to have,
The
any type
the
of
AXG
laser
Legion one
module,
looked better on there.
use it under night vision or anything like that, well then that
Although I
side
guess
charger
it was
works much
all
better.
fully
Now,
painted.
we also have
but
a agency slide. We do have ours with the threaded barrel. We do have a resilient suppressor on here. Now, and this is where a problem of the Flux Raider kind of rears its head. And that is when it comes to suppression of a weapon, I believe that the TP9 and the MP5K are much easier weapons to suppress.
Oh,
now, why is that
yeah,
the case? Well, it
definitely.
comes down to the operating mechanism. The Flux Raider is simply using a pistol slide. It's simply a pistol.
Just
so we have a short level
tilting
action
barrel.
mechanism, which, if you're going to use a suppressor, is going to rely on some type of Nielsen device. You can see right there how that's popping open. That is what's called a booster. It helps counteract
Boosted.
the recoil of the
It's got
short
a
action
boosted
system to ensure
suppressor.
that the entire system can cycle, because when you throw a bunch of weight out there on a pistol, it really screws with the functionality of the weapon. Here's the problem. Pistol suppressors really aren't all that great. So in the case of ours, we had a lot of issues with ours. That's not a problem with the Flux Raider. That is more a SIG problem. That is more a suppressor problem. I have no problems with the Brazilian suppressor. It's just the SIG didn't end up really liking a lot of the different SIG problem. That is more a suppressor problem. I have no problems with the Brazilian suppressor.
the Brazilian suppressor. I love subtitles.
It's just the SIG didn't end up really liking a lot of the different type of suppressors that we had, from Surefire to Resilient to anything. So a further problem with that is that pistol suppressors do have a tendency, due to the Nielsen device, to begin to chug down and slow down as that grit, as the carbon begins to build up in both the Nielsen device as well as the operating mechanism of the pistol, severely slowing it down. Now we compare that to something like a B&T TP9, which is a straight blowback system, much more reliable, still very dirty. However, the system is very robust. So when you have a suppressor on there, it has a tendency to not slow down
Got a fixed
nearly as
barrel.
fast as a pistol suppressor would. And when we bring in Teutonic engineering from the Germans, looking to conquer the world once again, we have a system that will rarely, if ever, shut down due to the suppressor on there. So if you're looking to run a suppressor on your Flux Raider 24/7, or on your PCC in general, I do not believe that the Flux Raider is the best system for this. I'm sure some people will say, hey, my Flux Raiders run 80 million rounds with a suppressor on there. Awesome. I haven't seen that to be the case in many of the examples that we've gotten our hands on at this point in time. However, as a straight assaulter setup, I don't believe that's where the Flux Raider really shines. It shines as a concealability option, as
You
a
could
option
hide that under
to
a
get to
coat
primary as a smaller
fairly
primary.
easily,
It's something that can fill a role
especially if you
as a
have the
primary in certain
standard
situations. Think home
standard
defense,
length
think something in your
magazines. The
car, think something
what's
in
like
your bag,
18,
where it can fill a lot of the roles that a much larger weapon would
17,
fill in a much more
17 round
compact
capacity magazine.
package. So in general, I don't think it's that big of a deal, and the fact that I wasn't really planning on running a suppressor most of the time in the first place, but if it's a issue for you, there you have it. So in all the thousands of rounds that we put through the Flux Raider, we've had zero issues. The
Guns
weapon
and
hasn't jammed
knives.
up. It's
Howdy.
simply ran
Welcome.
because they are well made. They
How
are
is
well
your
sprung,
evening
and they
going?
work well. So this thing is an absolute hammer when it comes to
it's
shooting.
evening
It's
here.
fast, and especially when you put in
How you doing?
some type of fire control unit that is quick, such as something from the Legion line, you have a very quick trigger. You have a very quick weapon. As you can see in the videos when I'm shooting, the weapon really isn't recoil. That's also due to the compensator, but even the agency slide didn't recoil at all. It's a very well-balanced system. So of course, the MP5K did have the lowest recoil.
I need to
It
find
is also
someone who
almost
has
weight.
one of these
In
Flux
addition to that,
Raiders
it's using
so I
a
can try
rotary
it.
delayed system compared to the short action recoil system.
All I've done is
that we
hold
have on
one.
the Flux Raider. So that makes
Fair to
absolute
middling.
sense. At the same
Yep,
time,
I'm doing good as
it
well.
is not
I am. I'm doing all
nearly
right.
as small or as light.
Feeling a little
Full
sick this
system's right
morning,
here, about the
but
same size,
I'm
without a
pretty all right
suppressor,
now.
But the weight is a huge difference. Now, when it comes to
As
the
you can tell,
comparison
'cause I'm
between the
streaming.
DP9, which is heavier, and the Flux Raider, I did find that the Flux Raider was actually easier to shoot and was easier to keep on
But
target. And
I'm
even
planning
more
on going to an
importantly, compared to
IDPA
both
match
the
next
TP9
weekend.
and the MP5K had a significantly better.
That's why we've got
trigger, and that's due to
lots of
there.
pistols.
The TP9 trigger is kind of what it is, which is really terrible. The MP5K trigger that we have has actually been gassed up by a couple different companies and is super fast. But despite that, the Flux Raider is still faster to fire and maneuver, both due to the trigger as well as the size. So moving back from the slide to the system right here, it is very interesting in terms of controls. You do have the ability to mount Picatinny on both sides right here. Obviously on this side right here, we do have an end gall. I found that in general, shooting passive, which is shooting through your night vision, looking through the optic, doesn't really work due to the space that you have from
yeah,
the optic.
it's all
to
pretty
where your night
cramped.
vision would be. It just isn't
It looks like
happening.
the Joker's
under night vision,
revolver
I
on
tended
top.
to fire using
Yeah,
the
this is
landmark
the
itself,
the
while using
Heritage
thumb to activate it,
16-inch
turn
barrel
on, and fire using
revolver.
the laser.
So
Not really
it is
planning on
only
Python,
22,
shooting super far with it, so that has worked
but it
absolutely fine.
is also very
I find
fun.
that the X300 on the bottom,
Partly
works
'cause it's
absolutely
22.
perfect. You can see many other people have done the same thing, such as Mike on his right here. And if we move back, the question is what's going on up here? So right here, we do have a quick magazine change. Of course, we're loaded because that's the way we roll.
Long,
so when you want to do the quick mag change,
barrel.
there are several different ways to do it. So this is kind of getting into controls right here. But this
It
is
is-
perhaps
it
where
is
the
quite long.
Flux Raider is interesting and also
Which you would
takes a
think
little
helps
bit of
with
practice.
accuracy.
This isn't a weapon system that you can specifically pick up.
But
And be like,
oh
yeah,
my
I'm
goodness, it
totally
adds
familiar
so
with
much
this
weight
because
out front,
it is
and it
so
is
different
hard to
from
hold
what we
still.
typically use. So when it comes to magazine changes, we
You
have
can
a
get,
couple
like,
different options. Right here, we have a
2
button
or
to
3
reset
accurate
front
shots
magazine.
off,
And when you do a half press,
and then it starts
you're
kind of
gonna release
wiggling.
the magazine. When you do a full press, it's going to drop the mag out of the handle, and it's going to allow you to load that up. And then if the slide is locked back, you can either drop the slide, rack the slide, or use
Wait,
this
hold on,
to
what was-
also
what was
drop the
that?
button to release that front magazine. And when you do a half press, it's simply going to release the magazine. When you do a
Oh.
full press, it's going to drop the mag out of the handle.
Yeah, I did not
and
know
it's
about
going
that.
to allow you to load that
You
up.
just mash
and
that
then if
button
the
in
slide
and
is
drops
locked back,
both
you can either
magazines.
drop the slide, rack the
Nice.
slide, or use this to also drop the slide, which I don't recommend. The reason I don't
Sounds like
recommend
your
that is
8-inch
typically when
Colt
you're doing a reload, you're
Anaconda.
in the shoulder. So if you press
Yeah,
this
just
release and you
add
get any pressure at all on that stock, what's going to end
8
up happening
more
is you're gonna
inches.
end up
Make it
collapsing that
twice
stock.
as long.
In general, I don't use that Flux defense.
Yeah,
People
although
also
the barrel on
don't
this
like it very
is
much either.
thinner
In
than an
practice, what I
Anaconda.
tend to do is once I
But-
get that magazine in,
oh
I
my
can
goodness,
just
it's so
rub
long.
the top of that slide, and then I'm going to be good to go. That is option number one. You also
Definitely
can
turns
use the magazine
eyes
release right
at any
here to
range.
Flip you guys off and rip one out of your mag carrier or do whatever you need. In general, I do find that that front magazine change is awesome because it's nice to be able to retain your ammunition and to be able to keep close tabs on it. In practice, what I'm actually using this gun for is I do almost every day carry this in my backpack when I'm taking my kids to the park, when I'm going on a bike ride, because sometimes it's not very practical to carry a gun in your waistband. However, a backpack gun is awesome.
I love
and
backpack carry so
sure, I can
much.
carry a pistol, but it just feels so much more badass having this guy in here because I just feel
I love backpack carry.
that much more capable. In addition to that, I have two 21-round magazines, a lot of ammunition, and I feel like I can handle anything. Such as that one thing in France where the guy came in and started stabbing the kids, and all the French people were like running along. They're like, "Sacre bleu!" Like, Imagine just walking out there with a, Flux Raider, be like, hi. Of course, moving back in our controls right here, we do have the stock release right here. So what's going on is awesome.
That was such a
And
cute high.
sure, I could carry a pistol, but it just feels so much more badass having this guy in here because I just feel that much more capable.
Oh, and here's cute high again.
That I have two 21-round magazines, a lot of ammunition, and I feel like I can handle anything. Such as that one thing in France where the guy came in and started stabbing the kids, and all the French people were like running along. They're like, "Sacre bleu!" Like, imagine just walking out there with a, Flux Raider, be like, "Hi." Of course, moving back in our
Hi. Why is this high so cute? What happened? Hello, Queen. Welcome. Your dream backpack guns are the MP7 and the P90. You're gonna need a pretty big backpack for a P90. You need a pretty big backpack for that one. But the MP7, absolutely. Hello, how am I? I'm doing pretty good. I'm planning on doing an IDPA match this next weekend. Oh, by the way, everybody vote in my Twitter poll. Should I use the Waifu 11, the Waifu 1911, in an IDPA competition? I think it would be hilarious. Also, I don't have a holster for it, so I would have to buy that. Waifu 11. It is the Waifu 11. HK says, with their aristocratic tones, none few Americans. Yeah. Good thing Americans will do it themselves. Thank you, Tommy Built. Whenever that happens, eventually.
our controls right here, we do have the stock release right here. So what's going to be important is that you have that clear when you release it. This
Why
big old
does
spring right
the
here.
PAX have a long nose? With this one here, you don't like my 16-inch barrel revolver? It is very heavy up front. This is a Heritage Rough Rider, because we like riding rough around here. And it's got the big long barrel. This is a long boy. You love any man with a 16-inch? Rest in peace. That. Wyatt Earp carried a revolver with long barrel like that one. I've seen these. Like, they existed, for sure. Usually not in 22. Or maybe usually in 22, I'm not sure. Ads! No, not ads. Hold on. They'll be done here in a second. But it's IDPA next weekend. I did learn grip modifications does not actually count as a gun modification for IDPA. So I wouldn't have to be in like some specialized division, like if you put a red dot on a gun, which is dumb. That's just, putting a red dot on a gun is just standard now. That shouldn't be a specialized division. You should have a specialized division for the people not putting red dots on the guns they're using all the time. But yeah, so but before this stream, I was planning on taking either this one or this one to the competition. But I don't know. Take this. Take my single shot pistol to a competition. just timeout on every stage. Need a suppressor for that still. Unfortunately, ATF, big dumb. They won't give me my suppressor. It's taken too long. All right. Welcome back from the ad break, everybody. Hi, how's it going? So, I guess since this weekend is going to be my first full IDPA match, I was debating whether or not I should like take it seriously, right? And take something like this or this, which much more reasonable, practical, higher capacity. What most people are going to be using at a match. Or I could take the Waifu 11. Throw this in a holster. Go and try to outshoot a bunch of old fuds with my anime girl gun. I think, I don't know, that's really tempting. The only downside is it's an old platform of gun and I don't have a holster for it yet. But there's holsters for it everywhere, around every corner, in every gun shop. You can get a 1911 holster. So, I don't know. Taking the Waifu 11 to a competition just it tickles my fancy.
That pushes that back. So if you're in any way impeding that, that thing's not going to lock in. So if I have that it's going to be like limp. You never want to be limp. So you have to rip that out yourself. So make sure it's either clear or practice.
Never be limp. Just rip on it yourself.
It's always important to get it up. That's our sock release, probably the coolest part of the Flux, and I think what makes it really innovative and what I like about it a lot as a conceal carry option. From there, we do have the safety. So there is a safety delete if you don't want to have that safety. I have it on.
Ew.
It really doesn't bother me that much, and I have no problem with it.
16? That should not be a thing. Why would it have 16 ads? Oh. Random ad length? No. No. I want minimum ad length. Gross. Okay, well that should be fixed. That shouldn't happen again. Welcome back. That took forever. I apologize. To It's okay, you sport. Thank you for sticking around through that. So if you did not know, apparently there's a new setting in the Twitch ad manager that is just automatically on, chooses how long your ads are, and apparently it'll just randomly give people 16 ads. So, Twitch streamers, be sure to turn that off. Ew. Gross.
That we, of course, have our standard pistol controls, such as a slide release right there. But as you know, I tend to run the slide on the Flux Raider. Now, moving back on the Raider X, there have been a few changes. It looks much
Back
the
to
same, but the
16,
big thing
16 inches, 16 ads. Almost like it was intentional. Ooh, woo. Yeah, so the guns I could take to the competition. Unfortunately, I can't take these ones on the edges. Because that's how it be. This one and this one are both too large. This one I don't have enough magazines for, and that one is single shot. Makes sense. Does it? I mean, if I can conceal this, I should be able to use it, right? Right? I think the IDPA rules are a little funny. I want to take this to a match. Use it just as a pistol. I think that would be hilarious. I would miss like half the shots because the sights are just awful. And even if this was not long boy, it, it has the Old West reload where you unload one shot, turn that, unload. You don't want to load like that in the middle of a competition. That would not be great. Rubber duck. There's rubber duck. This is a 3D printer duck. Came with my 3D printer. It doesn't squeak, but it kind of hisses. Here, hold on. Can you hear it? It looks like it's supposed to squeak. It looks like it's got a little squeaker in it, but it just hisses. Gun ASMR. Which one? Which gun ASMR? The waifu 11. All right, here we go. Got to turn on ASMR mode there real quick. All right, that is right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, there you go. There you go. Aura, there is an aura redeem. Is my mic breaking? Might be. That's okay. Oh no, she's hot. Yes, I think it would be so funny to take this to this gun competition. There's gonna be a bunch of old fuds, a bunch of old dudes. I think it'd be hilarious. I would have fun with it. Let's see how I think I think my Aura Redeem is kind of expensive. Oh yeah. There's also the extended version. So here not only do we have the cringe, but we embrace it. We embrace the cringe wholeheartedly. How much did the grips cost? I actually made these. You're too new to afford either. Yeah, I had to make them expensive. Um, because people were using it too often. I would have an aura redeem like every 10 minutes, the whole stream. So I didn't hold on. I wonder if that one made it onto the VOD channel. That one might be on the VOD channel somewhere. If it is, I don't know where it is. But it might be there somewhere. It is there. Aha, it's called Arts and Crafts and Guns. It's on my VOD channel. Did I dip them? No, they're actually here. We can hold on. We can watch my old stream. They're actually like acrylic. They're basically like acrylic laminated. Um, and I just stuck all the pieces together like a sandwich. So there's let's see if you can see it on the camera. So there's oh no. So there is a little back plate in there. And then there's the actual like picture. And then there's the acrylic front. So like they look super cool. They're actually really simple. The hard part is actually cutting out the shape. Because it is not a regular shape. It's not like you're cutting out a square. But I think they're pretty cool. I like them. You will actually, you'll see this appear on the internet sometimes. Here, where is it? There was oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. That's mine. Right there. So you will actually see this exact gun appear on the internet sometimes.
More Japanese soldiers' lives than Enola Gay is a bold move.
So yeah, this gun makes it around. Which I like. I like that. Did I submit it to him? He's got a Discord, with just like a general like roast my rifle like Discord channel. And people always post just like all their just whatever standard guns in there. And I put that in, and Man, it got to be in the thumbnail. So, I do have. I am working on more anime gun stuff. We'll get there eventually. But laser engraving is a little expensive. So, spoiler alerts. But this is my waifu gun right now. I do have just some like other stuff. Like I've got like a little keychain attachment somewhere. And then I could just like stick an anime keychain on whatever gun I wanted. But pet gun? Which one? Just all of them. The long boy. There you go. Yes. Yes, what?
Was some dimensional changes on the Picatinny. We are running an Aimpoint T2. This particular model right here is roughly modeled after what I saw from a couple unnamed unit guys who were running these. There's a lot of
Unnamed unit
configurations
guys.
which we're about to talk
Long
about.
boy
And
like
from there, we
extension.
do have the stock right here. I do find it
I
highly
don't take this one to the
highly
range
comfortable. From
as
there,
much
we
as
do
I
have
would
the
like,
stock.
just
All the
because
metal parts are chromoly steel
it's
nitride
awkward
lined
to
for
transport.
maritime usage.
It's so weirdly
we'll talk
long.
about that in just a second here. But that stock is extremely comfortable. So we've kind of gone over this quite a bit. It should be noted too that all the magazine wells are flared. It's extremely easy to get these in. I actually like this system quite a bit, and there's not a whole lot of things that I typically stick with, but for the last couple months, this has really been a go-to as far as having it in my car, having it in a backpack, or just carrying it around with me. I think this thing is absolutely awesome. And some other people who think it's awesome are different types of unit guys, and they have a couple different configurations out there. So this would be something like a more maritime
Is that long
configuration.
boy?
So these have actually been found to be
The long
awesome
boy in
for
my
certain
pants, or am I
maritime
happy to see
operations,
you?
such as boarding boats, getting
Why
into
not both?
confined structures because it's so lightweight.
Why does it have to
so
be
easy
either
to
or?
press down and keep compact, that coming up ladders with them, going into tight rooms, it has been an awesome weapon for them. So this is one
Ooh.
place that you have seen this found within special operations. Now, due to how special operations guys work, believe me, I've tried to herd them before. It's like herding cats, but they're typically going to make changes to any type of product that's given to them. So this is one such change. Now, this one was modified by
What on earth
the
is
Flux
that?
guys, but this is the exact configuration that you see being run by certain guys, down to
By
the slide,
certain
down to the
guys.
optic. So let's talk a little bit about this guy right here.
Was
So
that
we have the standard
M18 with red
Flux
dot
defense
just thrown in
Raider.
a
Now,
flux?
all that has been done is the optic mount has been cut down, shaved off, and sanded down to make it nice and smooth, so that you can keep your pistol optic on your weapon, and you can easily swap that out back to the
He means
M17 or
him.
the M18 that you're running and that you were
No,
issued.
he had
So
his
we
own.
do have a actual contract M17 slide right here to illustrate to you guys how
And
this
he's
is all working.
probably
So this is a
he's
much
probably
more
no longer
compact package compared
part
to
of
the typical
the-
Flux Ray that we have. Of course,
part of some
it's all kitted out. But these are great for
service.
certain covert operations or somewhere where you need to have something with a little bit more oomph compared to a pistol, but you still want that really compact package. Now, in practice, it's not nearly as comfortable as a typical Flux Raider, and the reason for that is you really got to dig your head down to get into the optic on this
You're
particular
gonna
guy.
mush your face down into it.
You know, a different optic would be a little bit higher, but given the M17 optic that is issued with the M17 or the M18, that guy's low in the slide, so you're really kind of digging in there. But again, this is something that I've carried around quite a bit because it's so small. It's so easy to just kind of put it into a backpack. You can maybe fit this thing into a fanny pack, a big fanny pack. But I mean, if you're
It'd be a
only into 30,
huge
really doesn't matter
fanny
at this
pack.
point, man, you're not really impressing anybody, and if you are, you kind of miss the boat. So those are the two main military variations that we have of the kind of Flux Raider right here. We have our maritime assaulter option, and of course we have our little concealed carry option right here. And you can do this yourself.
for himself.
Now, beyond
I mean,
that, what issues
apparently
we
this
kinda
guy
have
just
Flux
has
Raiders beyond
3 of
suppressor
them.
Usage? There's not really a whole lot. The biggest thing is going to be the learning curve of learning how to use this. People are kind of retarded the first time they use it. But a couple notes about the Raider
It's
X
true.
that I found compared to
The
the
first time I picked it up,
MP17
I
is that
struggled.
The mold feels a little bit more stiff, so you have a little bit more grit.
Seems sus.
Kind of in the
What?
magazine releases.
No.
Than you typically do
Nothing.
with the MP17. That
Nothing
tends to
gun
wear in
related
after
is
about
ever sus.
about 100 or so kind of releases. So
Not a single
just kinda
time.
sat in my study just doing this over and over again, and I got it loosened up. But understand that that's not permanent at all. It's just kind of things wearing in. You should be wearing your guns and you should be using them, so this shouldn't really be an issue for you. Now, in use, how does the Flux Raider feel?
Yeah, you got to
The
break it
recoil
in.
is very
Break it
smooth.
in with lots of insertion,
It does take
so
a
that
little
it
bit of
doesn't
getting
hold
used
on
to.
too tight.
You got that slide kind of reciprocating. Now it is all kind of covered, so you're not really seeing it. But it's kind of an odd feeling compared to a typical pistol caliber carbine the first time you do use it. After you get used to it, it is very,
Get
very
gaddy.
smooth to use. It has been very quick to become one of my favorite.
I don't know if that was an
pistol caliber
intentional
carbines, and
pun,
that's
but I like
with
it.
it being even cheaper than
gaddy.
many of the ones I've typically carried, and also much lighter.
'Cause-
So overall,
he's got
when
a
it comes to
gat.
the Flux Raider, it has
It
turned out
was
to be
good.
one of my
I'm glad
favorite
I
little guns to
explained
carry
it.
and to keep with me in certain situations. The Flux Raider isn't going to fit every niche. So this brings us to the end of the Flux Raider. This has quickly become one of my favorite weapons to carry with me, to keep with me in my car, to keep with me when I'm hanging out with my kids at the park or something like that. They're just cool. They're versatile.
On my-
If you have a
my favorite
320,
carry
if you don't know
gun
what to do with your 320, you're scared of it.
is the
that's gonna
Sub
go off. I think
2000.
that the Flux Raider is a great place for it to sit, and especially if you don't have an optic on it.
Fits perfectly in a
very
laptop bag.
Versatile platform. Is it good for everything?
And nobody
No,
questions
like, you
someone
shouldn't
carrying a
be
laptop
having this
bag.
as, like, your main, go to war gun and anything like that. But if you need something concealable that you can keep with you that can fill a lot of roles that your larger weapons could, I think this is a very good option. I think the coolest thing about it is going to be the price. If this costs as much as like an MP5 or a TP9, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting. But given the fact that this lower right here is costing anywhere from $5 to $550, and then if you already have the 320, you're good to go, and you have a much more versatile platform, I think it's kind of a
See,
no-brainer.
if I got this, I wouldn't want to put my 320 on it. I would want to have this
Shoot with it quite a bit.
as a
Point is,
separate
Flux
platform.
Raider, it's not going to be for everything. It's not going to be your main weapon for go to war. It's not going to be your main boo for long range shooting, anything like that. But in certain situations, it certainly shines. So if you have a 320, this is actually something that I would recommend. I think the Flux Raider is super interesting. Get your hands on it. And I've got not a whole lot else to say about it other than I'm surprised at how much I ended up liking this gun.
The
because
problem
I
with this
really,
is you have to
really
do
thought it was gonna be
NFA
good.
paperwork.
So point is,
it's
guys,
technically
if
an
you're not training
SBR
with this,
right
you're still
now.
not going to be good with it. You're still going to suck. You're still going to die. So get out there, get training, train with the boys, train on your own, pull triggers.
Although
dry
I am
fire,
an FPC
do all that
member,
good stuff. Ladies and
so
gentlemen, I love you guys.
if
so
you're
much.
following all the wild government lawsuits, I'm sorry, first of all. All right, so hold on. How much does just the fire control unit cost? $350. That's quite a bit. Yeah, 350. 350 for the FCU. How much would a slide assembly cost? Slide and barrel kit. Let's grab a few of them. Which $600 for the slide. You could get the whole gun for less than that. Abolish the NFA, absolutely. So if you're gonna get this gun, you've got $350 for the fire control group. Let's see if there's any other slide and barrel combos. That was only 300. So 300, yeah, you're in like 1150 total. It's not awful. I think that's probably the cheapest you're gonna get it. 350. So yeah, 300 to 350 is probably the cheap end for the slide and barrel assembly. So yeah, 1100, 1150 for the whole kit and caboodle, plus NFA stamp and paperwork, which is going to be another $200 and a few months of waiting time. It's not worth it. That's not worth it. It is a cool setup. It's not worth it to me. As cool as it would be. As cool as it would be, not worth it. Yeah, so here we can look at it. So you've got the Raider itself here, which is just this bottom part. And then you need to have the fire control unit, 350. So you've got 490, 350. And this was the cheapest slide assembly I could find on short notice. At $300 more. So you're still in quite a bit of money here. Plus tax stamp, another $200. So not great. Not great. So you get 650, 850 tax stamp, and you get 13 like 40-ish plus tax. Plus tax. Don't forget about tax. And when you're up in the thousands, tax is not negligible, like it is if you're buying a candy bar. So it's you're gonna be in a pretty decent chunk of money if you want one of these. I'm not saying that's not worth it to somebody, but it's not worth it to me. Because I would rather just have a Calico. Because oh, I want one so bad. I will have one. And in case you didn't know, Calico is in fact still being made. You can buy them. They have a website. These exist in all of their various configurations. I want this one. Either that pistol or the not the tactical one. I don't like to look at the tactical one. Carbine rifle. Liberty 2, this one. I would want either this one or this one. Color. Ooh. Ooh, that is. Wow. That is a choice for sure. Um. Ew. See, here's this one with a picture you can count the pixels in. So you get the Flux Raider for $1,400 and a few months of wait time, or you could just get one of these. for $900 out the gate. And you have something real funny. Quite the something you got if you get one of these. Your payday. It it very well may be in payday. I need to not look at the black and tan anymore. They also make 22s. Which look even wilder. Somehow. Somehow they look even weirder. But I want it. I want this one, and this one. I want the whole set. I want all of them. It's alien. Yeah, this looks like camo. Oh, that's just like bad spray paint. Oh yeah. This is the wildest looking thing ever. Only 600 bucks though, 650. Related. Don't, oh yeah, we can't forget about the Calico Gatling gun. Um, man, how could I forget about this one? Oh, pre-order. Calico is still making new things. I must share this with everybody. I want one of these so bad. This is so dumb and I want it. It's got a crank on it. You literally turn the crank and crank off rounds. That is literally how it works. I want a picture of the other side. Do I not get a picture of the other side? I don't think so. All right, I'm done posting this link just everywhere. Yeah, so these right here, my Calico wish list. Although, wait, they have an adjustable stock one too. Is it this one? I want the Liberty 2 with the adjustable stock. You only get the Liberty. You can only get the Liberty 1 with the adjustable stock. So, yeah, those wait, does this have an wait? Is that an adjustable stock on that thing? No. It might be. I can't tell because I can count the pixels in this picture. Huh. I don't know which of these I like better. This one's slightly cheaper. I like this one slightly better. Yeah, but between these two, I'm not sure. The 1 and the 2. I don't know which one I like better. The 1 is more iconic. I guess as iconic as something this obscure can be. But oh, I need this. I need it so bad. I think this might have to be my next gun. This might have to be it. You must log in to purchase. Eh. I should contact them and see if they can give me a discount because I'm a content creator. I'll make content on their gun. 50 round or 100 rounds? You want 100 round capacity pistol worth a shot? I mean, yes, I am a VTuber on Twitch. I'm not the biggest VTuber, but I can show off your product. Can I? Oh, can I have a how big of a content creator do I have to have a Calico sponsorship? Calico, Calico, tell me. I need a solid goal to hit, so I can I can be a Calico partner. Contact them, like, hey, by the way, products, accessories. Okay, we got stocks. Oh my, what in the length, Batman? This is the longest 9mm compensator ever. Bison? How dare you? This is its own monster. Wait, this is also its own monster. But also, Destructi. I know you're gonna be pre-ordering the Calico Gatling gun, right? It's new. All new. Pre-order. They're taking pre-orders. You can literally crank off rounds. It looks awful. This is beautiful. Double barrel. It does. It's got two barrels. Yeah, I like that you can tell that we're taking this with a green screen in the background because the whole thing is just slightly green. It's the waifu. It is the waifu 11. That is exactly what it is. Here, since new people are arriving, I'm gonna share that again. Um, I'm going to an IDPA competition this next weekend, so vote for what's going to be happening there. So what else? Oh, bipod. Wait, that's for this one? Carbine bipod. You can get a bipod and a scope mount for this. Uh, I need it. Vote for Pedro. Wait. Bipod? Scope mount? Anything else? Anything else here I need? Oof. Oof. That is a hit on that magazine. Single point sling. Oh my goodness, if I got one of these, I need a bipod and a scope mount. This would be just absolutely just tricked out cursed. I need it. I need it. Alright, guys, this is my next gun. One of these two. Probably this one because bipod and scope. Bet. Oh my goodness. How much is that gonna be total? Bipod. Scope. I have scopes. 930, 80, 80. So 160. 1,200 $1,200? $1,200 for all of it? Where does this attach? No. This clamps onto the barrel? Yes. Oh my goodness. World War One type bipods. Just, yeah, we don't know where to put this. Just clamp it onto the barrel. Yes. Oh my goodness. It makes it even better. Where does this attach? I can't tell because I'm counting the pixels in this picture. I think, hold on. I think it attaches on these little nubbins. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, it comes with a sling swivel? Wait, where you, huh? Why does the scope mount come with a sling swivel? All right, so $1,200. The Calico DMR. I need it. I'm starting a donation goal for $1,200 for a Calico DMR. Oh my goodness. Should I? Do I start a donation goal? I'm not gonna start a $1,200 donation goal. I'd feel so gross for doing that. Your friend hates on your SKS and your 16-inch. Hey, a queen loves a good 16-inch. Um, everyone loves a good 16-inch. SKS? What's wrong with an SKS? Nothing wrong with an SKS. Oh my god, I need it. The Calico DMR. Wait, hold on. With grip? I didn't think do these have a detachable grip? Yeah, this doesn't. How do you attach this? Look, this is all one piece. This whole thing is one piece. How do you? Is this a foregrip? Wait. What is this gotta be a foregrip. It's a foregrip. Hold on, what else can we stick on it? Quad. Quad rail? No, I don't. I like the like super 80s. The super 80s look of this foregrip. So as cursed as the quad rail would be, I like the 80s look. Laser mount. Laser mount. Where does it go? Oh, this goes on the barrel too. Just clamp everything on the barrel. There's no attachment points. Just clamp everything on the barrel. Yes. Oh, what laser do I put on it? Lurk, thank you for the lurk. Very much appreciated. Much appreciated. Do I don't. It's gonna add another $60 to the build. Shoulder holster. Shoulder mag holster. Think about the size of coat. Just you have to have the poofiest coat to hide this thing under there. These are massive. I think, hold on. I think I've got like an old like 80s scope that I could put on this. So I wouldn't even have to buy the scope. I need it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Um, oh, I'm gonna make this happen. If it kills me, I'm gonna take it a loan. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna save up the money for it, but oh my goodness. This this is it right here. The Liberty 2 scope mount bipod foregrip. The Calico Liberty DMR. Trademark the X count / Calico because it is their product. Oh, this is making me way more excited than it should be for this absolutely just cursed abomination. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna I'm gonna make it happen. Contact. How do I call them? I'm gonna contact us. I'm gonna call them. Okay, they do have a phone number. Okay. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just you wait. Just you wait. All right. So, ooh, it is already past midnight. Stream has already gone longer than I planned. So, we are going to raid out. A bit of a shorter stream today. It says that in the title. So, we are raiding out. I'll be back stream on Wednesday. So until then, let's see. Are there any other firearms streamers? No, just me. How about gun streamers? There are gun streamers. Are any of them doing actual guns content or just games with guns? They look like all games with guns. We're gonna raid Zid. We're gonna raid Zid Floyd. Since since last thing we were doing was looking at cursed guns, Zid does some cursed art, which is beautiful. I'm not ripping on it. It's the best kind of cursed. But we're gonna raid Zid. So, anything else? I've got schedule. I'm gonna try to actually make a schedule this week. I say that like almost every week, but it keeps not happening sometimes because I forgore. So I'll be back on Wednesday. Probably with Hunt, cause event. And some chatting, cause I've been doing that a lot more, and I've been liking it. I hope other people have been liking it as well. So, but yeah, we're gonna raid out. We're gonna raid Zid Void. So until next time, I will see y'all later. Thank you all for stopping by and listening to my ramblings, particularly that Calico one at the end. So, yeah, I'll be back Wednesday. See y'all later. Like, follow, subscribe.